Many people have heard about the harsh realities of Sednaya military prison, but it is difficult to truly understand the scale of what happened there. Once used as a military facility, it later became one of the most feared prisons in Syria. Located about 30 kilometers from Damascus, Sedenya Prison was established in the 1980s. Although it was originally intended for military prisoners, it gradually became one of the main detention centers for political prisoners. Especially after the outbreak of the Syrian civil war in 2011, the prison became widely associated with torture, violence, and serious human rights abuses. The prison complex was surrounded by high walls and consisted of several buildings, including storage areas, maintenance rooms, and facilities for military personnel. According to reports, some prisoners were transferred there after lengthy and unfair trials, while others were held for years without ever appearing before court. Former detainees described the living conditions as extremely harsh. Cells designed for only 2 people sometimes held 8 to 10 inmates or even more. Sunlight rarely entered the cells, and many prisoners spent months or even years without seeing direct daylight. As a result, health problems, particularly skin and bone disorders, became common. Due to the lack of proper sleeping arrangements, prisoners were forced to sleep on thin blankets or directly on the concrete floor. Sanitary conditions were extremely poor, and inmates often had to live and use the toilet facilities in the same cramped space. Witness accounts suggest that beatings and various forms of punishment were a routine part of daily life. Prisoners lived in constant uncertainty, never knowing what would happen to them the next day. In some cases, detainees were taken from their cells during the night and never returned. One of the most severe problems in the prison was the shortage of water. According to testimonies, there were periods when the water supply was cut off for several days. Desperate for water, prisoners searched for any possible source, and some reportedly drank water that had spilled onto the floor. A single container of water often had to be shared among many people who had gone days without drinking. Reports also indicate that women and children were held in Sednaya. Syrian writer and opposition figure Michel Kilo, who was imprisoned there for a period, shared emotional accounts involving children who spent part of their lives inside the prison. According to his testimony, some of these children saw sunlight and the open sky for the very first time only after leaving the facility. After political changes in Syria, images of former prisoners being released attracted worldwide attention. Some appeared unable to comprehend what was happening due to years of fear and isolation, while others broke down in tears after experiencing freedom and sunlight again. Witnesses described scenes of people crying with joy as they stepped outside. Today, Sednaya remains remembered as one of the most notorious prisons in the world. Numerous witness testimonies, human rights reports, and investigations have documented the conditions and events that allegedly took place there. For many, the name Sednaya represents not only a prison, but also a symbol of severe human rights violations.